But what specifically made the man of God to call us to testify here today is I was sharing this testimony with him that, at my work, I entered where I'm working with where you register companies, and it's also Botswana's intellectual property office, and I'm specifically working with the intellectual property office. So I entered that office as a junior officer. That was, I think it was May 2017, May 2017. And in this year, the man who was my boss, he left the job, he got a promotion in the very same company. So his post became vacant. Between me and that person, I'm like, entrant into the job market. You are just a graduate. No specific qualifications were required. And the position of my boss, he was a deputy. It's equivalent to a deputy manager. I think it's deputy manager. Deputy manager in government entities. In another parastatals, is the equivalent of a manager. So that was my boss's job. And the minute he left, I was the next best person to act for that job because I'd been working with him. So the company delayed my acting appointment. I spoke to them. I went to my boss and said, they gave me the handover notes and all that, saying, now that your boss is gone, you have to do this job. It's a very hectic job when you're talking about IP, intellectual property. Hey, it's quite a technical field. But thank God for the boss that I'd been working with, he had trained me. So they gave me the handover notes and said, now it's time for you to do the job. They said nothing about acting. But as we know, procedure has said that if you're doing the job of your senior, when in their absence, you have to act, isn't it? It's automatic, no questions asked. They kept quiet about mine. I said to myself, these people don't know me. I talked to them. The boss at the time wrote a recommendation for acting and submitted it to the CEO of the company. The CEO kept quiet. They didn't reply. I checked with my boss, where's my acting appointment? They said nothing. I spoke to my husband. I said, these people, they want me to do the job, and I'm doing it as it is. I'm working, I'm delivering, but they've said nothing about acting. He said they're playing games. We took the Holy Bible. As husband and wife, we made it a habit to read the word almost every evening by his grace. So as I told him the story, God gave him a verse, Exodus 14:14. God said, give this to your wife, read it together. I asked him, do you know what Exodus 14:14 says? He said, no, I don't know. We'll find out together. We opened that Holy Bible. I'm not holding it now. Someone can just show it on the screen for our viewers to appreciate. Is this more? The Holy Bible, yes. I think you have copies, huh? I'm just sharing this so that if you too are interested in, praying or commanding, the materials that we use, that you too may have a point of reference. That Holy Bible, we used it. The Bible, it's a very short verse. It said, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Imagine people are refusing with your acting appointment, and then you open the Bible, there goes a verse. We meditated on that verse for a week. They had refused, they took about a month or so with my acting appointment. After a week, they told me that my acting appointment has been approved. Amen. So normally procedure is, acting appointment comes with a letter that you may know what is expected of you and how long you're going to be acting and all that. Dololo letter, they didn't give it to me. Only to find that in the company, they don't normally give it to people. So I went back to my husband and said, these people, my letter now, I don't know what I'm working on, how much I'm going to get month end, what job responsibilities I'll be holding, nothing. He said, let's go back to God. Then we said, let's pray. Maybe God will give us a verse that will guide us. God said, Exodus 14:14. We went back to the verse. We read it. People of God, I think it took, from that time, maybe a day or two, the PA of the CEO herself gave me that letter. Before even HR gave it to me, they gave me the letter. Even people in my offices, I showed them, I'm acting, this is my letter. They were so shocked. Even my colleagues who have had acting appointments before, they were very shocked. I showed them the letter.